Geared to Shine is the title of this illustration, and it has several lessons embedded in it. Lessons about color theory, lessons about light exposure in the time-lapse filming of it, and I'm gonna try to go over as much as I can over the course of this video. Lesson number 1, lighting. So ideally you want 2 lamps at a 45-degree angle pointed at an image when you're trying to take a photograph of it. This can also be really helpful when you're trying to film something. And as you can see in the first section of footage in this time lapse, I forgot to turn on a light at all. I just kind of started tinkering around with it. I thought I had the secondary light on by my desk. I had a ceiling light on, and usually I have like a lamp on too. It wasn't enough. Also, I find the images for both photographs and video footage turn out better if you go with a daylight or blue cool tinted light bulb rather than a warm light bulb. I only have the one overhead ceiling light and then the one floor lamp with 2 light bulbs in 2 different sections. You can turn like the desk height light on, or you can turn the top light on. Ideally, I would want another one to the other side of where I am filming, and I would want to diffuse this light with a sheet or something. You need to make sure the fabric you use is a solid white color with an even diffusing, so one part's not super thick compared to the others. I've literally used handkerchiefs, old t-shirts, whatever fabric I could get my hands on that didn't have a pattern on it that was white. Because I tend to not have professional equipment and I kind of makeshift things, I favor LED bulbs because they don't get hot. Professional diffusers can handle light bulbs getting to a certain temperature, and they hold the diffuser a little bit away. Just draping a t-shirt over just a bare light bulb, you don't want that light bulb to get hot and then start melting the t-shirt. It can be a fire hazard, so I favor LED bulbs because they don't get hot. If you do not have access to anything fancy, that is okay. To get the best result, sunlight is required, and you can just play with a window and how much light you lit through it. Okay, let's switch over to color theory. So, color theory is essentially the discipline of figuring out what colors work best together to evoke certain moods in an artwork. And I go through a few different tries in this. I originally start out thinking I'm going to aim for something that kind of looks like it's maybe from a circus, and then I kind of switch into more of a earthy metallic color pattern. I also opted to lean towards more cooler tones versus the warm tones I initially started out with. Now, the reason I did that is it was just one part was just clashing with another, and I couldn't quite get the balance right, and I really wanted to bring in the metallics because I just really thought that it would make the elements in this work pop. Sometimes if you need to adjust the tint of a paint just a little bit, but still really want the overall tint you're going for to be kind of the dominant thing one thinks of, you can change the opacity by adding additional water to your paint and kind of have the undershow through. I attempted to do that, but it kind of evolved into its own thing. The final step I did is I added a bit of shading with some Copic sketch markers and signed my name. So, lessons of this video. Remember to turn on your light bulb when you're filming.